a special reading. This one's really heavy, or this one's really laying on me. So let's do it. It's awesome outside today. It's perfect beginning of fall weather for me. And my door's open. It's just so calm and peaceful right now. It's like the perfect setup. I don't know if this is just like spirit handed this to me and this is something that someone just really needs to hear or what, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it. You may be kind of someone that's faced with some sort of decision at hand at this time. I'm just noticing the two cards that I've actually had pulled have two snakes here, which is snakes are representing that transformation that's going to take place. The sun is kind of representation of clarity and what's going to be most successful for you here. And then of course the eye that's in the middle here is that, you kind of tune it into your own intuition there and try to figure out which decision would be best decision for you. One side of this could be a little bit harder, and the other side of it may be an easier route, but both of them will be kind of life-changing in some aspect. Then you have these two butterflies here with the two flowers that are outside of that. And, this is, again, a sign of transformation with the butterfly there. There's also, if you look at these, but they look actually like three yellow flowers, even though this is the sun. They're similar in shape. It kind of reminds me of the Three of Pinnacles. So this is something that maybe you're like really anticipating making a huge commitment on. Maybe possibly going into something where you're having to work with others in some sense, or you may be kind of needing support in some sense. There's some sort of togetherness that's involved here, so may include someone else. I also see this card that's showing itself over here to me, the Soul Connection card. That was left over from a personal reading. I'm gonna take that because I glanced over right at it. Which is in the number 42, which adds to 6, which is the Lovers in Tarot, could be representation of a choice. So this could pertain to love for some of you. This could just be something that you may love to want to do, or you've been kind of just sitting on for a long period of time. These blues that are on this, blue kind of represents communication or having to communicate in order to gain this goal that you have in mind, communicating to others, communicating what you want. It may be kind of emotional for some of you. For some reason, this looks like water to me in the background. I just feel this heavy emphasis on whatever decision you make is something that's going to kind of completely change your life route kind of moving forward. So these are big things, guys, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna, I totally just read the back of these cards. So I guess you needed to know if this was your reading or not. So there you go, if you know now. Let's get into it. Now I'm really excited. I feel like my camera may be a little off, or maybe I am. No, yes, no. Maybe it's that. Oh, I feel like something's off here. Okay, sorry. It's just, it has to be like angled right, or I feel like maybe I should just scoot over a little. Okay, maybe that's it. So these are the Fairy Wisdom Oracles, and I'm really excited to use them. I'm in the middle of doing a reading on no contact separation. So I pulled these out for that, and I haven't used these in a very long time. I mean, it's been like since, well, these are some of my very first oracles I ever had, and I've kind of forgotten about them and found them. So they're called the Fairy Wisdom Oracles. I think I already said that, but there's codes or key codes in the book, and there's a word on the card that you can kind of look at. So I have the book sitting next to me for that. Okay, They want me to shut up. So we have, oof, this is heavy. Wild Violet, number 59. We also have The Oldest Fairy, number 25. This is going to be your advisor. This is going to be representing your advisor on this topic here, guys. This wise fairy here. Okay. Forget Me Not, number 6. There's a heavy energy here of you having to kind of act fast in some situations. We also have Rescue here that's at the bottom of the deck. And Home Sweet Home. I'm going to take both of those. This is you stepping outside of your comfort zone here and kind of rescuing a situation, or kind of putting things back together in a situation that you felt, or you feel this, like, there's a really intense, nervous energy that I'm feeling right now when I look at this card here, Forget Me Not, and it's making me feel like you're afraid that, like, this decision, if it doesn't come quick, that it could be lost in some sort of way. The way I'm addressing this is like there's 3 different things that we're kind of looking at here, but they're all like big life-changing events. So it's going to be a little different for everybody. Some of you, this may be a new career, new job. Some of you, it may be a move, and some of you, it may be a relationship. So just kind of take it how it resonates for your situation. I'm going to address it in a way that it kind of fits with either or, okay? I feel like you're coming in and trying to ground something before it kind of gets past a point of no return. And this is you kind of helping. You're the one that has to kind of fully commit here and make this decision for anything to kind of hit the ground. Like, there's a lot of blue that's here, and I've already kind of mentioned that before. You have violet, you have the blue, 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 blue. Everyone here that is in some sort of kind of blue tone. And the violet would be like that third eye that we already saw on top of this deck here. And then I'll pointed out. So this may have, and this deck is blue as well. It's just... You think I would have put that together already, but for some reason that just now like clicked. This one is too. Oh my God, my spirit guides are rolling their eyes at me. Okay, anyway. There's heavy emphasis on growth here with all the green that you see. Also, these are literally 3 mushrooms that I'm looking at here. So I feel like you've done a lot of shadow work when it goes into this. You kind of coming out of your shell. It's like you're peeking out of your shell, but you're not fully out of it completely. So you're kind of sitting in a place where you know you need to make a decision. You want to make a decision, but you're kind of playing the field at this moment to kind of see what kind of get a sniff of how things are going to actually work out for you. But you feel like, okay, hold on. Some of you may be kind of sitting in a place to where you kind of feel like you're wanting to be rescued out of something in your life in a way, or you're really like wanting like a profound change to take place. And you know that this is like going to be that, but still it's scary to even kind of think about it fully. Because maybe you are a type that kind of really sits into your shell and has a hard time really kind of coming out of that. We have Home Sweet Home here, number 64, which is 10, which is the completion of a cycle that you're at. You're kind of, you're kind of coming out of your burrow here, is what they're saying. You're kind of coming out of your burrow, and so you may be kind of in a hermit kind of stage for a while, not like outside of yourself, but kind of mentally, kind of in a hermit stage about thinking about what it is that you want to do, kind of analyzing every situation. There's a lot of what ifs that I'm feeling here, that maybe has been something that you had to kind of come over. You're very attached to kind of that energy, and I know that sounds weird to say, but it's not as scary as actually making the full choice, and so that's there. And that's kind of why you have this like tail end of things without coming out fully. This older fairy I want to talk about, this could be spirit guides, guys, or this could be someone that you feel like they don't have to be old. They don't have to be old, but they could just be someone that is more wise than you feel you are in some situations, and maybe you're needing that person to kind of help you rescue out of a situation here, or rescue almost like your dream or your wish that you want to fulfill. This being the number 17, which is the star in tarot. You have 6 here again, which is the lovers. We have 25, 59, 24, I think I already said. Those numbers are what relevant to somebody here. We have 14 here as well, but I really look at 4 as that stability that you're searching for, that you're wanting here, and that you're kind of, your third eye in a way is kind of, your intuition's kind of leading you in this direction to provide stability for yourself, because it's something that truly inside of you you're lacking, and it's something that you really truly want. And it's almost like your mind is kind of going on that search to rescue yourself when it comes to the stability that you really like crave. That's where your intuition's kind of pulling you towards, and that's why you're kind of on this process, this journey here, back to self, is what I heard. So whatever this is that you're lacking in the security and the structure in your life in general, or the situation at hand, it's like this is wanting to come back to you, you know, so that you can kind of restabilize yourself and get back to whole. So this will help you come back to yourself, kind of get out of that kind of hermit stage. You know, when we have a lot of things that are going on mentally within our minds, chaos, all this kind of stuff that's kind of taking place, we're not exactly ourselves. And they're saying that almost like your spirit's kind of like, your soul's going, okay, this is enough. Let's get back to ourselves. You know, your soul kind of wants to be your soul is yourself. So your soul just wants to be in that place of being able to kind of play that role out in this lifetime, is that self. So they're always going to do what they can to kind of strive for that, and what's going to make you feel your most authentic or best self. And that plays in with your intuition and everything else and what you need. And I think you need security. I think that y'all need structure, and that's what's going to help you get back to self. So I don't know if there's a situation that's out of balance. Something's out of balance when it has to do with your goals, your wishes, your hopes, your dreams, whatever this is. And you feel like this thing is something that's going to help bring everything back into balance and become more stable. And there's someone here. There's someone here that is part of this journey for you, that is like this, the oldest fairy, like a wise counselor, to some extent, that you've been following, that you've been listening to, that's been helping, like this driving force to help you to kind of get out of the web maybe that you've kind of created here for yourself, and kind of get back to what's most important, which is your stability. You may have been in a place before where you kind of listened to a lot of other people, and it kind of, web of lies is something, this is a split message. The web of lies, you're over here in my head, and the other part's over here in my head. The web of lies is a situation at hand. Maybe you got caught up in other people's kind of information about a situation, and it's kind of led you off in a bizarre kind of direction mentally. And They're trying to pull you back from that. And for some reason, this person here is someone that passed information to you to kind of get that to stop. Because you have this, he has this check mark kind of thing around his waist, and it's reminded me of like, get you to stop or get you to slow down. You know what I mean? Like mentally about things. So that may be someone in particular. For others of you on this part where you have this kind of chaotic stuff going on mentally, and you've kind of felt like a lot of other people are leading you into different kinds of directions, but you're having a hard time understanding again what it was internally that you actually wanted, or what you kind of want in this situation, or how you want this to play out. Something here is kind of someone that authority wise could be above you in some sort of way. It's like Hierophant kind of energy I'm getting from this card. It's also the number 7, so it's something that has been sent to you to help you bring you back into alignment. Some of y'all haven't gotten this message yet, but some of y'all are waiting for it. Okay. So we have 3 mushrooms here that I'm looking at, and I feel like this is part of a journey that I'm seeing. And then you have these 2 here that are very grounded, and this is the stability itself. Spirit has kind of sent you some kind of, someone here, some kind of soul mate, soul, something here, contract, to just fulfill a contract to help you kind of bring you back into alignment so that you can come back to self in the way that you're meant to. So listen to that person. If you have someone that's come into your life recently, hold on, they're wanting me to pull something. They're going to help you to kind of untie your words in some kind of way, help you to kind of understand how to approach things, or what to really ask for, what to really say in a situation where you may have felt tongue-tied before. Tell me what you want to tell me about. Look at that. I cannot make this up. Stability, for those of you non-believers out there. Stability is here. Look at that. Freedom on the bottom of the deck, just in case y'all don't believe me. And look at this. Boredom. And look at all the calendar and everything that's kind of just, it's like going by, and like this is rescued. You're at this like last minute here, this last moment. You may be cutting it down to the wire here, because I'm seeing we're in October. 21 is showing itself to me, and 19s. 19 is the sun, which is success, and 21 would be the ending, the closure, the world, and tarot. So it's all coming down to an end, and it's like here's the place where you kind of jump in there and figure out, you know, really which direction that you want to take, and you need to hurry and kind of get to this point. The 3rd of October or the 1st could be significant here to somebody, or the 7th or the 9th or the 4th or the 2nd. So anywhere from the 3rd to the 9th. Okay, so the 9th is actually when we're going to be kind of looping out of retrograde there. So, sorry guys, I have to have music going in the background when I'm channeling like this. I know, I just went totally silent. Okay, it's more for me. We're coming out of that, so you may be at the end of trying to close that communication, or bring that communication part of this, which is what we started this reading with, back into balance, it being in Libra. So Libra is justice, balance, you know, kind of working the situation out. You're kind of closing it out. It's coming to a head at that point. So you should be kind of, anybody that's sitting on making decisions, this should be kind of that ending point of that. And you're kind of afraid you're going to run out of time here. And you're right. This is a, I would say you're going to run out of time. This is like a position to that you're sitting in that things could even go this way in your life or this way in your life, and you are needing to act. And that's kind of why Spirit's bringing this person here that's going to help you, provide you security and freedom. George, do you need to go outside? George. Oh my gosh. My cat behind me, George, just passed out on the bed. He's just, guys, he keeps passing gas and it stinks so bad. I'm sorry, I know that's so random, but I can't help but stop because it's awful. My door's open too. George. George. What a jerk. So, look how these two people here are looking at this lady. If this is a relationship here, guys, you may be kind of afraid that you've gotten too comfortable sitting next to wherever it is that you are, too comfortable in your shell or what's going on here. And you may be kind of looking at this other person as someone that's already kind of hung the idea of this connection out to dry. And this may be kind of something that it's been very distracting for you when it comes to maybe your career, something you want to pursue here with this guy in the business suit. It may has been kind of very distracting for you, this other scenario in your head about someone else. That's if this is a relationship situation. Let's get back to this guy or girl or whoever this is. It doesn't have no gender here, okay? So this is someone that's going to really help you to be able to change your perspective on how you're seeing the situation itself. And they're going to help you to bring more stability so you can kind of purify what it is that you really want and move towards what that is, or at least be comfortable in that space. It's definitely going to give you some freedom here from how, whatever you have been trying to research, figure out, gain in your mind, mentally, as well. It's just all that the stuff that's going on inside of there. Ooh, I just got like a weird image in my head, and it kind of is giving me chills down my back. But I saw like a really thick spider web, like in your head, like where your brain is, and like the spider's kind of, oh my gosh, it's still giving me the chills. It's like making its way around up there, trying to find, its way out. But the webs are so thick. It's like that is what I'm seeing. Like you needing this freedom from that. And look, you have like the lamppost, like the hermit would be with the lamp of truth. All you've lacked is the truth, or being able to see the truth of what it is that you really want here to stabilize this situation. Yep. Okay. I'm going to look up these because I want to see what the name for them is, and then we can get tarot out. 59 is romance. So that's there for some of you, and it actually says write yourself a love letter. So for those of you where this isn't a connection, then this is about you coming back to yourself and what it is that you want, what it is that you want to pursue, what you feel like you need the most here in your life, in the situation, moving forward, okay? So if it's not to do with romance, this is you also choosing something that you feel in love with, and not choosing something that someone else's idea is something you really need to kind of like hold on to. For those of you that are making those big choices in your life, because you're the one that's living with those choices. We'll get more into that when we get tarot out. 25. The oldest fairy is timelessness, and it says avoid clocks today. Too often we view old age as a time of decline and illness. Yeah, that's the thing I don't get with life itself in general, to be honest with you. Why did I put that up? I still need to get the rest of them. it's like, you know, we look at life, we look at age as like a decline, but really we should look at it as going more upward. You're going up and out, you know, out of this world and on to the next kind of thing. For some reason we have this idea, we look at it as getting older is like you're declining or losing life in some sense, but you're actually gaining more and more and more the longer you're here, and the longer you grow and you learn and you have all this wisdom that you gain over a period of time, if you're really putting in the work on yourself, you know. That's something that may kind of go into this whole scenario in some sense. You really looking at more of the long-term kind of effect, and not so much kind of keeping yourself in a square, but kind of putting yourself further kind of out there is something that's coming in. Okay, that's all I can say about that. Let's see number 6. Number 6 is departures. Tie a ribbon around your finger today. Surely it will remind you of something. As you move along your path in life, there will be experiences and people that you leave along the way. No matter what sorrows this may bring, always look for the gift that they have given you. So this is the forget-me-not that I'm seeing here. And because it says forget me not, it's kind of like this is in a way of, I think this is what you're kind of afraid, if this is a relationship or a connection, this other person has kind of forgot you in some sense. And you see this person as someone that may be kind of a gift to you in your life. You may see this person as this wise advisor, and you want to reconnect in some sort of way because of that. For those of you where this is a decision in something else other than outside of a relationship, then you're kind of looking at this as something that you don't want to be forgotten in this situation, so you need to make that choice. Otherwise, it'll be too far gone to some extent. There's a balanced energy that I'm feeling here that you have to find in order to kind of be comfortable in making a choice. An assistance, this rescued here, keyword is assistance. Give yourself good advice today. If you've been drawn to this card, you might be in danger of relying too much on other humans. Remember to connect to your own personal inner teacher for guidance. This is exactly what we've been talking about. You coming back to self is the ultimate goal here, okay? So home sweet home. Yeah, 64. Whew. The return. Tap your heels together 3 times today. There are 3 levels to this card. I'm going to read all of them, okay? 1 is this card is about returning to your roots. This may involve a trip to your childhood home or to relatives. 2, this card can refer to home where you live now. If you're not comfortable where you're living, then start looking around for something new, or start to do things that you're, I just lost my place, guys. Oh, start to do things that will make you feel more comfortable. Okay, gotcha. 3 is for those who are ready to hear it. This card is about awareness. Awareness is the sense about reaching the point in your spirituality when you suddenly feel you're connected to the one source. So for some of you, this may have to do with you finding that your spiritual self, but I feel like a lot of you, this is just resonating as far as you listening to that, to your higher self, to that advice from your higher self. So take which part kind of resonates for you, and let's get tarot. Okay. So that kind of fills in what I was talking about here, though. You returning to someone else, you choosing like a move or a new direction in your life, or really it's just you getting back to yourself. Okay. I'm excited to get tarot. I love this tarot deck, guys. I got it from Etsy. It's called, now I can't even talk anymore. It's called the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. And it's really pretty. Okay. The Six of Wands in reverse. I mean, Six of Wands upright, but I was thinking about it in reverse. Because, you know, this is about a decision and you want to be successful here. But if you kind of, I think that you're just afraid of making the wrong choice, to be honest. But I don't think that there is really wrong choices. There's just harder choices. That's the way I kind of see things. If life is a lesson and we learn as we go, which by the way is a country song, but I can't think of the name of it or anything. Sometimes, wait, how's that song? Sometimes. I can't remember the daggum words. Okay, guys, so I had to go download the song. So it's Life's a Dance by John Michael Montgomery. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but anyways, I want to read this to y'all because this is kind of like it's whole energy of this reading and what I'm feeling, okay? So it's, when I was 14, I was falling fast for the blue-eyed girl in my homeroom class. Trying to find the courage to ask her out was like trying to find oil from her water spout. What she would have said, I can't say. I never asked and she moved away, but I learned something from that blue-eyed girl. Sink or swim, you gotta give it a whirl. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. The longer I live, the more I believe you do have to give if you want to receive. There's a time to listen, a time to talk, and you might have to crawl even after you walk. Had sure things blown up in my face, seen the long shot win the race, been knocked down by slamming the door, picked myself up and came back for more. Life's a dance, you know, the lyrics. You learn as you go, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. So I just really, really felt like that goes perfectly with this reading, guys. I mean, come on. This is you kind of making that decision that's going to make kind of either make or break you. Let's just say that. And that Six of Wands is kind of representing, you know, you going for it, really, because you're coming in on that horse, right? You're putting yourself out there in some way, shape, or form. There's the Hermit. There's the Eight of Cups. This has been something that you've been kind of contemplating here for a long period of time. Long period of time. You have the third eye here on this card. You have pride here that could be kind of standing in your way. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is, again, kind of this right here for me. Forget me not. The Queen of Swords in reverse, you could be afraid of someone being cold-hearted to you, not really caring, not kind of giving you the time of day, someone that's kind of like too, how do I say that? Someone that's kind of feels like they've just passed you by. Okay, there's a vulture that's kind of flying above my window right now. So you may be afraid that if this is a person that you're kind of looking to salvage something that may be already gone, you've already lost, you may be trying to salvage a situation or kind of picking off of the carcass, you know, like a vulture kind of thing, is what I'm feeling here. That kind of energy. And this could look in the way of a situation itself. Like if you come back in at this point, what if that opportunity is not there anymore? And you kind of look, and this is where pride's stepping in. You kind of look, you know, ashamed is a word that keeps coming to mind, but I'm not sure exactly if that's the right word. Maybe something that you felt at some point. But I feel like this more energy of you just being mad with yourself for not kind of taking a direction. It's in here in where the Hermit is, the world is in there through the doorway. It's just like it's so reachable, you know? but yet so far away. Tell me more. You may feel like if this is someone else, like they could make, this person could literally have the Nine of Cups, Nine of Pinnacles in reverse. Look at all these birds. Another blue bird. This is like a situation that you go into, you're either asking someone for something or you're trying to straighten a situation out. Whatever it is the case, someone is above you here in some sense, and they could kind of make or break the situation. But you have to be the one that kind of ask. You don't know if you don't ask. Yeah, exactly. Like what it says in that song. He doesn't know because he never asked the girl. You know, he never asked her. And she moved. And this just popped out. You have the Ace of Swords and the Four of Swords. Yeah, this is someone that sat on something for way too long instead of taking action. Thanks for clearing that up. Okay. Tell me more here, Spirit. You're afraid of losing this, in a sense. You're afraid of losing this. You are. It's not in a sense. It's that you are. This Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. Tell me more about this, please, with this Six of Wands. You want me to take that many cards? Oh. I showed you the Six of Swords a while ago, but that wasn't the Six of Swords. That must have been the Ace of Swords, but that must have been the Ace of Wands. Now I'm confused myself. If that was the Ace of Wands that they were showing me, then that is you having that brand new beginning or a brand new opportunity to kind of play out something that you really want to pursue here. Okay. They showed me, guys, look at this. The Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Four of Cups in reverse, and the Devil. So there's this like, this was to clarify the Six of Wands. I think this is kind of more so the decision, to be honest with you. The decision to kind of offer something, start something, put some emotion into it. You have the shell here on the bottom, which is the same kind of shell that's here. That's not a coincidence. You really coming out of your shell and making an offer to someone, or making an something you're attached to, an idea of what you want here that you're attached to. Don't be attached to the outcome, okay? I think that's really important going into anything that you're making a decision on, to not put too much of that expectation on yourself. Don't be attached to the outcome, is some advice that's coming through. You may have kind of only skimmed the water of this situation, but you haven't really gone in deep. You know how I said earlier you may kind of be tiptoeing, or what did I say? About making that effort, or putting in a little bit of effort to kind of get a feel of the air of the situation, but haven't fully broke the ice, so that you can feel more comfortable of getting out of your shell. It's another kind of energy that I'm getting from this. These aces, guys, this is a brand new beginning, you making this decision. And again, you're hoping this person has some kind of sympathy, emotion, empathy for you here when it comes to this. But they also have the, you know, going into this and offering something here, or asking for something that you want, that's emotional to you in some way, shape, or form, is, you know, there's a lack of clarity in being able to actually have something structured with that. You have to have both of these to have that new beginning. And this is the part that you need from the other person. The truth, the knowledge, the yes or no, the idea of how it's going to play out, the plan, you know, whatever this is, it's what you kind of need from the other person in some way. The That's the rescuer part of what I'm seeing here. And then this, you know, the devil energy is those thoughts, you being trapped in your own mind, in your own headspace. But I think that you've kind of had that realization of not to do that with yourself. And you want to, you have this choice, you know, you have this choice and you want to choose to be happy and not be trapped here in this space with the devil. You want to free yourself from like any kind of negativity. And this is where that balance is coming back into play for me. You want to free yourself from anything that's going on mentally, anything that is in your physical world that you want to ground. You want stability here, and the devil's not stable. And you've had this kind of awareness within with the Four of Cups in reverse, is you've kind of sat on this for too long and passed too many opportunities by. And you have this idea, now you want to choose what's best for you, or you want to choose happiness, or you want to choose harmony. You want to choose the situation to bring peace in somehow. Is there. And that's all part of this Six of Cups. That's all laying on what would be successful in this situation. Stability and freedom. Yeah. Tell me about the Hermit. They're giving me so much cards. We have the Two of Pentacles. That's the imbalance that we're seeing here. This is the Hermit energy. So this is what you've been kind of thinking about. This is what's been on your mind. Yeah, heavily. So you've been thinking about, I'm not stable where I'm at, but I need to be more flexible in how to accomplish the goal that it is that I want. I need to kind of stretch my limits here as far as my mental capacity goes, and how I'm seeing others in a relationship, or how I'm seeing the situation itself, and what I can play out, or what I can put together to kind of bring things back together, and not having to have everything exactly my way in this situation with this King of Swords that's here. But still being logical, being reasonable in this situation is a heavy thing that's here. That's really the wish. That's how can I bring things back into balance, be a little bit more flexible, so that at least I can be happy again with this Nine of Cups. At least maybe I can get back to that stable place emotionally. That's really what I want here. So I need to think about this logically. What's the best thing for me to do? And this is what you've been contemplating. And really, to be honest, this is kind of the truth that you've kind of set on, is how to get back to this happy place. You know, how to get back what it is that you really ultimately want here. I'm going to go through some signs, guys. So the most prominent ones that I'm actually seeing here is Libra, which is something that we talked about being in retrograde. We have Virgo energy. We also have Aquarius energy. And I'm just now realizing that these are counterparts. The Queen and King of the Swords. This is a Libra and Aquarius kind of energy and thoughts, and in your thought space. How you think about things emotionally moving forward. It's like you're trying to bring things into balance in a realistic type of way. Eight of Cups, please. Eight of Cups. The Four of Swords. I think that you're kind of, in a sense, again, kind of afraid of two things here. One is maybe I should just take my pride and walk away with it. And that's something that you've kind of been sitting on, in a sense, not wanting to have to. I think that you're afraid of facing this Queen of Swords here. Again, we talked about that this here, like being in that shell and kind of coming out of it little by little, but being afraid to leave that that safety, you know, security that you're in, even though it's not mentally great, it's still more secure than kind of putting yourself out there fully and having that shut down, you know. And so stepping out of that is something that's here, and kind of being afraid that whatever took place here, maybe you should just walk away from it, or just stay where you are and kind of leave pride intact, or should you put yourself kind of out there and kind of far stretched in your mind of things working out for the best. What if this other person, if this is another person, what if they have already kind of walked away from this? And then you put yourself out there and they kind of choose to stay where they are. You know, it's a risk that you have to take. A risk of heartbreak is what this whole thing is about. You see the one sword that's here on the bottom. We do have the Ace of Swords here, and then the 3 swords that are upright. A risk of breaking the comfort that you have, you know. You know, not knowing is also a comfort, especially when you're talking about in a relationship. And not knowing, it's kind of like when you tell somebody you love somebody, or you feel like you love somebody. You're scared to say anything because you're afraid, what if they turn you down, and the pain that that's going to cause. And that's a risk to take. You know, but what if you do, and that's not the way that it goes, which would be a risk worth taking, right? But there's a lot of comfort in that unknowing, because there's the initial pain. The pain's not there in the unknown. It's only there after you take the risk if it doesn't work out. So it's like you get stuck in that comfortability there, and then you don't want to kind of move from that, even though you do want things to progress, or a decision, you know, needs to be made. Or eventually that's going to have to be a discussion, you know, at some point. But you're afraid to take that risk because of the pain and the heartbreak. George. I'm going to have to get him out of my house, guys. He's going to have to go outside. Why is that? Thanks. We have the 8 of Swords in reverse. We have these 2 8s here. 9, 9, 2 again, aces. 2 is the 2s and the aces. And the 4s, that's... We're only missing 7, but we have the Hermit. So there you go. That's our reflection. Because things are still trying to come back into alignment, which is what the advisor here has. If you remember, we talked about that. You having to face a fear of facing this other person, or facing this higher authority, or facing this truth. You know, the 8 of Swords in reverse is you saying, I'm not going to let all this anxiety and fear hold me back anymore. I know I've been keeping myself in this place, but I have to come out of my shell. I have to make this decision, and I have to break free from the illusions that are kind of holding me captive here, and that kind of more devil energy. You know, I have to have this awareness to get myself out of this. I'm choosing to make this decision because I want to be happy. And if I don't make a choice, I may never know how happy I could have been. You know what I mean? How much better it could have been, how things could have worked out, you know, or whatever it is. This is this place that you're kind of sitting in, and you know that in order to accomplish this goal, you have to break free from that. Face your fear. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is the procrastination. This is that. First off, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. Oh, imagine that. You have the 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That's movement. That's motion forward. And we're going to get some advice on future energies here as well, guys, before we close. Because I need to bring more of that. There's the Emperor. You standing in that Emperor energy. There's the Page of Wands, feeling inspired to free yourself, like freedom here, and either communicate, move things forward, just take some kind of direction, action to have progress. That's the 8 of Wands, and that's this whole bottom of the deck energy. That's the overall energy of the reading itself. This Knight of Pentacles, Knights are the slowest moving knights in the deck. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. He does things at a very slow pace because he wants to make sure he's secure. He wants to make sure he's stable. He wants to make sure that he has everything that he needs. And basically, this is a knight that comes in with their shit together. Okay? It may take them a long time to get there, but they have everything that they need. They didn't forget anything because they made a list. They didn't, you know, they thought about the worst case scenario. They have a bag for that. You know, they have to make sure they have everything intact. So it's also the most reliable knot. He comes in a way of, you know, the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands probably got a little either fast to be the first one to tell the truth or fast to be the first one to kind of rush in because they were so excited. And the Knight of Wands has too much emotion involved in it. And so the Knight of Pentacles is the person that you really want. You know, that's the person that you know is reliable and that, you know, they probably have their Mary Poppins bag and they're coming with everything that you need. That's for sure. That's why they're so slow. But you have to take into consideration they are so slow at it. And I feel like this is, guys, this is representing you. And now we are in reverse. But let's just say the reason that we're in reverse, and again, you have the same, I keep seeing these like tree branches, right? It's kind of like, I think this is eucalyptus, but it's kind of like olive branch. This is procrastinating, feeling as if the Knight's not quite ready. He's still getting his bag together. He's still getting his list together. He's still going through the list. He's still doing all this stuff. And because that is him, sometimes he misses the boat. Sometimes he misses the train. Sometimes he misses the plane. Sometimes he misses the plane because he can't get his luggage together. You know what I mean? That's the case. And this is a blockage. This is something that you're, I think, afraid of. Yeah, missing out on the abundance of what could be because you've been too slow here. So let's get some advice on top of this. I'm going to do some of my favorites. How do they pursue forward, Spirit? How do they pursue forward? Advice, please. Stress. Cleanse and detox from unnecessary commitments is something that you need to kind of, if you have too much on your plate, you know you have too much on your plate. You know when you feel stressed out. You know when you feel like you're doing too much. You need to listen to your body. If your body feels tired, it's tired for a reason. If you feel mentally exhausted, turn off some things. Kind of find that quiet room or that quiet space for a little bit. Do some breathing exercises. Meditate, guys. I can't say that enough. Ground yourself in some sense. Spend some time outside just with peace and quiet. Not even music, guys. Not even music. Or at least nothing with words, so that you can clear your head and you can think. Some people like to go for walks or runs or whatever that is, but take away all those outside words, okay? If there's words coming through in any way, shape, or form, detox them, take them away from your thoughts, because you need to clear your head space. You need to kind of have a good head on your shoulders when you're going into this decision, because this is a heavy thing. That I'm feeling here. It's definitely going to change your life tremendously for either the better, or you can just have this regret that's laying on your shoulders. But you need to make sure you have the best head in the situation possible when you're making this decision moving forward. Any kind of unnecessary commitments that you have, if you take on a lot of weight from other people, unload that burden, stick by stick, kind of delegate, you know, give it to someone else, or tell them that you just have to say no. It sucks whenever you're a people pleaser and you start to go down that journey of realizing that about yourself. And then you have to start telling people no. You're not going to get a very, very good crowd around you. People are going to automatically start calling you selfish, because you've always given like off this energy of you can help. I can do this. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. And I'll do this. It's because other people kind of will take advantage. And it's not so much that they're doing it because they're a bad person. It's they're doing it because you're allowing it and you're not saying anything. You know, sometimes we get so upset with people like, they're just having me do too much stuff. Well, say something about it. Say something. Stand up for yourself. Tell them, I'm really tired. I don't think I can do this. I know that you need some help here, but I will help you. Can it wait till later at a better time? You have to kind of stand up for yourself. People aren't going to know unless you say something. They're not mind readers, you know, even though some people I feel like can. Okay, so sorry if I kind of got on y'all for a minute there. That was a little rant, I feel. Okay. But needed. I'm not taking all that. Don't even. I just want one more. Can we have one more, please? I want it to come out of the deck. I'm not taking it. Okay. Acceptance. Accept past and current situations. Work through issues gracefully. So, in order for you to fully make this decision and move forward, you're going to have to let go or release whatever was in the past. And I think that for some of you, if that has to do with a relationship of some sort, that's going to be like a heavy thing to do. But I feel like you're already in this place of acceptance to somewhat. But you need to fully accept this situation and be in the current situation of where you are and accept that too. Like wherever you are now, it is what it is, or you are where you are. And I know there's so many other kind of lessons and things that people can say and everything else that goes into that. But it really is like a solid sentence saying to bring you back to that the present is, it is what it is. And that's a way of, after forgiveness, you can kind of forget the situation and kind of carry on with your life. You're going to continue to learn lessons throughout the mistakes that you've made in your life forever and ever. Even if you're going back to the same situation and looking at it in a different way or helping someone else through that situation, it's going to continue to kind of be repetitive in some sort of way. But you just need to have to kind of accept whatever happens so that you can be in the current, in the present, and be present in the present so that you can accomplish what it is that you need to do here and work through it in a manner to where you're not letting anything from the past affect how you kind of move through this new energy gracefully. Success. It's your time to shine. Success from what you pour your heart into. Now the Ace of Cups that's here, if this is again something that you feel very driven to do emotionally, like this is something that is very fulfilling to you, again, they want you to kind of make sure that you think about that. From where we started the beginning of this reading and going back to self is the main focus here and overall, and you making a step towards that is what they're pushing you kind of into here, coming out of your shell completely and grasping this opportunity before it passes you by. And pour your heart into it in a way of remembering why you did this in the first place and getting out of that spider web of everyone else. Okay, expansion. Pursue bigger and greater endeavors. So this is part of that you playing out, expanding outside of what your small self can even comprehend. Yeah, that's something that they're saying. So when we think about ideas and things, sometimes we can kind of think about something that we want, but then we end up with a greater, bigger, awesome, more awesome even thing. And the reason is because we don't limit ourselves. Sometimes when we manifest something and we're thinking about something that we want, however you want to put it, it's like if you can put your mind in a place to where you're saying, instead of I want A, B, and C, kind of ball that into one thing. I want to be happier. Okay? I just want to be happier. And kind of think about that. I want to be more positive. Great. I want to be more focused on myself. I want to have more self-care. That more of an overhead topic, and thinking about that will help kind of allow things that you didn't even realize that you even wanted into your life for the better. It's kind of crazy, because we can actually gain things in that perspective, in that way, that we were like, you know what? I always wanted something like this, but I really couldn't put a pin on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pursue bigger and greater endeavors. We talked about that too. Don't be in the square. Don't be in the... look outside of the box, okay? Anything else, Spirit, that you want to mention here? Anything else? Absolutely. Creativity. Have fun, express yourself in new ways. Yeah. Get creative, get out of hermit mode, put yourself back out there, find yourself again. Have fun. Get out of your head, you know what I mean? Like, get back to who you are. Lovers. Passionate connection, shared vision and values. So again, some of you, this is a relationship. The Lovers is here again. We also have apology at the bottom of the deck. And that's where they're telling me to stop at. Forgiveness through a mutual understanding. So for some of you, that's what this is pertaining to. And coming back together with someone and leaving the past behind. But in order to do that, you have to be able to leave the past to leave it and let it be. And kind of have that idea that everything kind of happens the way that it's meant to, or the way that it did, and the way that you both chose, and kind of having to, you know, play out whatever karma kind of comes along with that, and having that realization is a big deal. Okay. I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit, along with some Moonology, and then we'll get some initials, okay? So we'll take this one. You are loved. Oh, I'm tired after this reading, guys. I feel like this one I've talked super fast. Okay, 2 came out. Those there. Grief. If there's something very creative that you're thinking about or have some kind of idea on, they want you to kind of really think that through, whatever that is, kind of think it through and structure it. Have an actual plan in mind of how you want to accomplish this goal or whatever it is that you want here. Being able to structure it is something that needs to kind of be involved in this thing that you want to play out here. Okay. I was going to get something else. Oh, affirmation card. Let's do that. Authenticity. What do you have here for the viewer? Okay, we'll just take that one. We're going to start here with postcard. Nope. Okay, we're going to start here with this. They said no, nope. For others of you, as far as this apology goes and the Lovers, kind of apologize to yourself if this isn't a relationship. Apologize to yourself for maybe neglecting yourself in some sense, or neglecting really what it is that you truly want and desire, because, and I don't think it's not your fault. It's that you're in a kind of a vulnerable state and you kind of needed others' advice, but you kind of allowed them to take over your mental space instead of kind of remembering what it is that you wanted in the first place. Okay. Or why you're doing it in the first place, or why you got into this, or whatever it is for you. First quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. Absolutely. First quarter moon and Leo, be humble. These are both fire energies. This be humble is really standing out with this apology, isn't it? Yeah, be humble in this situation. And again, that's kind of that place to where not putting really, really, really high expectations on yourself. I feel like that's unfair. I feel like there's, you know, you can have a goal and like a desire of a wish come true or whatever, but being realistic and or being humbled in a situation. So they want you, for some of you, if this doesn't go exactly, you know, as you wanted it to, or as you kind of had an idea of, but it's still kind of going well. Like it's not bad, it's just not exactly what you wanted. Be humble in that kind of sense, because I'm telling you, whatever comes your way, it's coming your way because it's meant to. And maybe they're trying to give you a little bit to build on to help you kind of grow towards that, okay? Something that I want to say here. Okay, you are loved. Dearest you. Do you ever wonder whether your ideas or inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than your generated form? I'm going to say this again because the planes really distracted me, but it's funny how this is already kind of working out in what I was saying before. Okay, it's gone. Do you ever wonder whether your ideas and inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? This is what we talked about. We are here to tell you that we are always whispering in your ear about the highest good. We are conducts of spirit and letting you know that you are a living channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means that you heard us. Inspiration means spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration means your human passion to keep it going so that you can make a difference in the world. So keep moving on what inspires you. Let yourself be led into new experiences and know that this is why you are on earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirited nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. You are so loved. Well, there you go. This is you getting back to self. And this is also like everything else that we kind of talked about you kind of being in this place where you can kind of have your soul, you know, that purpose that you have on your soul to kind of help lead you, and listening to your intuition is the guiding light to that. Strength. This is the bonus card in this deck. That's pretty awesome. I gotta say, that's pretty awesome. Strength. Some more Leo energy, and you have Leo here. So you may have Leo somewhere in your chart. Okay. You're hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with a great hair and six-pack. So whatever it is that you've been kind of going on here, they're saying that at the end, it's really going to help increase your strength in general and being able to kind of really push you forward in life. You know, breaking through this, getting out of your shell and breaking through this and making this choice and taking this direction is going to kind of bring you into this place of courage and strength inside of yourself. Like you're capable of doing this. It's actually kind of a freaking big deal, to be honest with you. Because if you kind of leave this situation without taking this, choosing something for yourself here, or direction for yourself, you're kind of putting your place into a position to where you may have regrets. And regrets come with a lack of strength, a lack of courage, a lack of being able to gather all that energy and use it. And they're saying here, and this card too, is that you have the power here. Because it says wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. And I think that you're getting that call here. You just need to get past that little bit so that you can kind of do it. Okay. We have move away. So move away from anything that looks like a red flag to you. And you know, we talked a lot about the new beginnings. I just said new beginnings because I saw it. But we did talk a lot about new beginnings. But we talked a lot about other people kind of influencing you in some sort of way, or kind of getting caught up in the lies or getting caught up in their web in some sense, and move away from that. Anything that you feel like is negative or derogatory for you in some kind of sense, to kind of move away from that so that you can have a new beginning for yourself. For some of you, this is the actual moving away so you can have a new beginning. Drop the arrogance here that comes along with that pride that we talked about, and innocent. Maybe drop the arrogance in being innocent in a situation. Overwhelming, because it's been overwhelming. This could involve a friend, or a friend could be someone that's giving you this advice. And we have reassurance here, which is what I think you really ultimately want. This is your goal, I feel, to have the reassurance, to have that security back. Okay, initials. Yay, we got some fun colors. And look, no lie, we actually have 2 in the bowl. That's the decision. 2 is the number of balance. It's the number of decisions, partnerships, duality. So no shocker there. That's kind of crazy though. We have the heart. So a decision in love for some of you. We have the and symbol. So this isn't over. There's more to come here. Or that's just that choice and another idea of that choice that's being there. We have M, L, N, T, W, or M, which we already have an M. E, R, Z, I, G, B, U, S, there's bus, and F, and L. Okay, so let's see here. So these could spell something out that you need to see. These could be initials in some sense, but they don't have to be. We do have fun here. So again, having fun, because that was something that kind of came up in the having fun and expressing yourself in new ways that's here. We have me, so focus on yourself. It's easier if I put all of them over here to look at them for some reason. We have let me is something that I heard. So maybe you're waiting for someone and you don't know if they're going to let you do something. We have run. So you might have ran from this, or you may be on the run or running from something, or you may have just ran from it in the past. LS, for some reason, is coming to mind. I don't know if that's initials or what. We also have win, because you do want to win at this. You need a win. I heard that too. You need a win. We have gum. Quick side note. So if you're nervous about having a conversation with someone and they're like higher up or higher above you in some sort of way, if that's you, or you're just kind of nervous to do that, if you get gum and you kind of, even if you're like, I wouldn't smack on it or chew it like that in front of someone. That's rude. If you're in a meeting or something like that, don't do that. But if you have it in your mouth and you can kind of suck on it in a way, you know, something to kind of keep your mouth kind of occupied, it takes away from the nervous aspect. It does, it helps for me though. Somebody gave me that advice a long time ago. It's like when I used to do like interviews, it's like just instead of like not knowing what to do with your hands or whatever, it's like something else that's going on with your body, and it can get your mind off of that kind of nervous aspect of feeling uncomfortable and a situation, like as far as your physical feature kind of goes, like what do I do with my hands, where do I put them behind my back, by my side, you know, like whatever it is, it kind of gets that off of there. So this is some advice. We have winter, chicken dinner is something I heard. We have winter here though, so this could happen in wintertime, or you may be kind of wanting or needing to do this before winter. We have TF, so twin flame journey, maybe somebody's on that. We also have BF, and we have friend. So this could just be a friend. We have still. So be still. Look at that. I think I'm going to leave that there. We have be still. So I love that saying. I have it on my wrist. Be still. It's important to kind of be still. And again, I want to bring this up with acceptance. Be still in whatever kind of comes and allow things to unfold for you here. It could end up better than you think, even if it's not exactly what you want in the moment. Okay, if it doesn't work out exactly like you have imagined in your head, doesn't mean that it's not right. More things could come later, and it's just going to work itself out a little at a time. Just be still in what happens, because it's happening the way that it's meant to be unfolding. Okay? Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave you here. I think that was a pretty long reading, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it resonates. I hope it makes sense. I'm gonna go take a nap now. I'm exhausted, and y'all let me know, please. And if I haven't wrote back to you in the comments, I will. It just takes me some time to sit down and do all that, and I'm kind of I got a little behind on my personal readings, and so yeah. So anyway. And if you want a personal reading from me, my information for that is in the description box. So thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks, guys, for your love and your support and your kindness always. And I hope to see you soon.